How to go there? How to go where? How to go up front there? How to go? How to go? How to go now? How to go where? How to go? How to go where? How to go where? How to go?
Hi, good afternoon. Because we currently have an auction ongoing on the MarkTrader platform, marktrader.net, and you can see the auction and the trading board. It will last until July 31st. We wanted to give an overview as to why someone would be interested in purchasing a registered mark, a mark that's already been registered with a trademark office. And the reasons why can be really found in the statistics that are generated, that are collected from the trademark office. So let's just jump right into it. What you see here on the left-hand side are the summary of the trademark examining activities by the United States Trademark Office. So if we look at 2 years in particular, 2019, there were 494,000 new trademark applications. This compares to registrations being trademark applications that have been finally approved by the trademark office. So this number compares to the registrations of 297,000. Let's look at 2020. We have applications of 550,000, over 550,000, with registrations of 295,000. The story really lies in the difference between these two numbers, which are quite substantive. In this case, you almost have a 200,000 application difference between the applications filed and the registrations granted, and you have over 200,000 difference between the applications filed and the registrations granted in 2020. So what that means is that you have a significant number of trademark applications that are never granted final registration. And that's an important story, important point during the product development cycle, as I'll point out shortly. Another very important statistic is the pendency. Pendency is the period of time it takes for a trademark to basically go through the system and have one of two outcomes, either a registration or a refusal. In this case, that determination can be from approximately 10 to 12 months. 10 to 12 months. Now, on the right-hand side, we have what's called the first action pendency. The first action pendency basically means the amount of time required for the trademark office to send you a first communication about your trademark application. Okay, so how long does that take? Well, you can see it's been going up, up, up. And right now it's hovering somewhere almost close to 5 months. So it takes 5 months from the time that you file your trademark application to receive a communication back from the trademark office. So, and clearly we can probably point to the reason for that being the large number of applications that are being filed with the trademark office. Quite honestly, they are maybe perhaps in a period of being somewhat overwhelmed. Okay, so let's look at the product development cycle, and then we'll compare that to the period of time that it takes. So the product development cycle can essentially be broken down into about 6 steps, that being planning, analysis, design, development and implementation, testing, and maintenance. And this applies both to new products and new services that are put onto the market. So we'd like to talk about the branding. We'd like to focus on the branding that occurs. And branding meaning how the new product or service is going to be referred to, both inside the team that's creating that new product and service, as well as how it might be referred to by the public eventually. So branding happens pretty quickly, as you can imagine. We like to attach names to specific things so that we can identify them. So it's very easy to state that branding may occur as early as the mid to late planning stage, and that branding also has a way of sticking around. We stick to the same names that we develop early on. So throughout the entire product development cycle, the branding, how we refer to the new product or service, will for the most part stick with it. Now, how does that compare to the trademark registration process? If the branding of the new product or service occurs rather early on, the actual filing of the trademark, there's no indication whether or not that actual name that we give, the branding name that we give to the new product or service, will finally be granted. In fact, there is a strong chance that it might actually be finally refused. So if we have continually branded the product or service throughout the entire process, only at the end of it to find out that we are not able to actually obtain a formal registration for that brand or name, that can be problematic to our overall marketing scheme, marketing goals, and might, in fact, worst case scenario, put us in a position where we need to go back and rebrand everything with a new name. So that's something that can be very expensive, especially if you're doing software development, branding all sorts of documentation, all sorts of aspects on the website, perhaps maybe even the domain name with a branding name that you believe can be registered. And so that's where that comes in to play. So why would one then be interested in purchasing a registered mark? Simply put, purchasing a registered mark gives assurance. The assurance being we know that we have the right to use the mark that is registered that we have purchased. So what that means is that we do not need to gain any sort of approval from any outside entity in order to be able to use this already registered mark. Now, this does not mean that registered marks are to take the place of securing a particular trademark registration that you desire. But in the product development stage, it can be very useful to go ahead and purchase a registered mark, use it for branding throughout the product, and at the same time, simultaneously filing for a new brand, that one that you may be very attracted with. It gives you the opportunity and time to see whether or not you're able to secure a registration on that new mark. I hope all of this wasn't too confusing. I hope it was helpful. Please, we invite you all to visit our auction website, marktrader.net. If you have any questions, please send us a chat. Please send us an email, admin@marktrader.net. Have a good day.